This video is a summary of Chapter 1 of Atomic Habits, and the chapter is entitled The Surprising Power of Atomic Habits. So he starts out with the story telling about how the British cycling team used to just be terrible until they hired a coach that his job was just to change things around. And the first thing he did was he took apart everything and just went down to every detail and looked to improve every detail, everything just by 1%, and consistently do that. And when he put all those things together, they just had a huge improvement overall. And just 5 years after this coach took over, the British cycling team just became dominant, winning tons of awards. Just in a decade, they won 178 world championships, over 60 gold medals, and 5 Tour de France victories. So just an incredible improvement. Just from this coach breaking it down and just improving in every little aspect just by 1%. And then the author explains why small habits make such a big difference. And if you just improve 1% every day, you'll be 37 times better at the end of a year just by improving 1%. So massive success doesn't require huge action. We often overlook the importance of just small improvements on a daily basis. So habits, they are compound interest of self-improvement. They just multiply upon themselves. So as we do those little things each day, it may not seem like it's making a huge difference, but over the long run, it'll make an enormous difference. And it goes in both ways. So if we're becoming 1% better, 1% worse over a long amount of time, these choices will determine who we are and who we could become. And so becoming better or becoming worse by those 1%. So we could either be doing 1% errors and poor decisions each day, or we can be making 1% improvements. And success is a product of daily habits, not once-in-a-lifetime transformations, as we often see. Maybe we see other people just have these once-in-a-lifetime transformation, but most of the time it's because they've been working each day to become a little better and better. So what matters more is your current trajectory rather than your current results. So what is your focus? What path are you going down? And so it's like little battles each day. For example, if you want to become rich, it's those little battles of spending less than you earn each month, or making it to the gym each week, or reading a book and learning something new each day. It's those small little ones that define your future. So time magnifies the margin between success and failure. So it will multiply whatever you feed it. So make good habits. These make time your ally, but bad habits make time your enemy. So what progress is really like. And so in a compounding process like habits, most powerful outcomes are delayed. You don't see them right away. So for this reason, it's hard to build habits that last, because when we start a habit, we want to see change right away. But when we don't see that change, we decide to stop. But we really need to make those small changes. In order to make a meaningful difference, your habit has to go along enough to break through this plateau that the author calls the plateau of latent potential. And so when you break through that plateau, that's when the outside world might think that you had an overnight success, but really you understand how long it took you to get to that point. Just small improvements every single day. So here's just a picture the author shows of the plateau of latent potential. And really, mastery requires that patience. And the seed of every habit is a single tiny decision. And then we have to work on that each and every day. And eventually, we'll break through that plateau and really have a huge improvement, bigger than we ever thought possible. So one focus of this book is really focusing on systems rather than what we're often taught about goals. So goals are really about what you want to achieve, but systems are the processes that lead to those results. So if you have a good system, no matter what your goals are, you'll achieve good results. So good goals are good for setting a direction, but really systems are best for making progress. And with goals, you have winners and losers. Like if there's a goal for somebody to become the best soccer player, maybe several people have that goal, but there's going to be winners and losers. There's going to be one great soccer player, and then everybody else with the same goal is not going to achieve that goal. And then achieving a goal is only a monetary change. Like when it happens, it happens, and then often we restrict our happiness because when we achieve that goal, we're only happy briefly, but after the goal is achieved, we don't really we're not as excited as we used to be when we achieve that goal. However, if you love the process, you can be happy whenever the system is going. So goals are at odds with long-term process. So after, like I mentioned, like after you stopped attaining a goal, you might drop back into your old routine. But instead, we need to focus on the endless cycle of continuous improvement. It is a commitment to the process that will determine your progress. So, a system of atomic habits. If you're having trouble changing your habits, really the problem isn't you; it's your system of how you're going about it. You fall to the level of your system, whether that be a great system or a poor system. And atomic habits are these easy, small changes that are really part of a larger system. And this is all of what his book is about, is these small changes that are really part of this large system and that compound upon each other and really in the end become an incredible power. And so just remember, the small changes for good will have a huge, great impact in the end. However, small mistakes and poor decisions will also have a huge impact and lead to great problems. So thanks for listening.